Hey folks, how's it going? This is hellosugaree here. I'm casting now the second game in our best of 5 series versus Zerkerman, our blue Protoss. He's spawning in the top left spawn position, and here on the bottom left spawn position we have Greatpaz, our purple Zerg. He's a master level Zerg player. He did go down the first game to Zerkerman, so if you unfortunately, actually, we had some issues on the recording there with the streaming software, so I'm hesitant to actually post that game because it did come out a little bit choppy, but you'll have to take my word for it. It was a great game, and we'll see what they go ahead and do in this game. Hopefully, you know, I'm pulling for Zerg. I'm a Zerg player, so you guys hear me say this a lot, but, you know, I'm hoping Greatpaz can even things up here. You know, basically, I just want to see a good series, so Greatpaz down one game, and I expect to see some pretty standard opening here. We'll expect maybe 14 pool from Greatpaz, then into a hatchery. And we'll see how this plays out. And we're playing here on Metropolis today. This is you know, a really nice map. Don't see this a whole ton. It's actually a really good tournament map, but of course it's no longer on the ladder, so not something that people regularly get to practice on the ladder, but I think it's a great map. You get this really nice, the natural here, and actually you can break down these destructible debris here to get in and get another path and hold this third here, and then of course, not too far off from that, get through the destructible debris, you have the option of a fourth here, or you can try to take this, but I think that's a little bit more dangerous. So Greatpaz already getting a scout off here, sending out his overlords to find out where the Protoss player is, so he does see that. And of course, as usual, Protoss just being annoying as possible, throwing down that pylon. He's going to go ahead and block the natural here, and then he's going to bring that probe in and start harassing that drone, of course, too. Oh, and he cancels the pylon. Probably going to throw another one down, so that's just really annoying. Spawning pool almost finished, though, so we'll be able to make those Zerglings and go ahead and put that in. And he does throw down the Nexus. Greatpaz is going to scout that, so he might just go ahead and maybe just take his third right away, and he'll, you know, look to break down those rocks ASAP just to make it a little bit easier to defend his third. But he is able to get that natural down, so you know, and I would not be surprised to see him throw down that third pretty quickly, as is the standard in ZVP. And Forge going down, he did of course throw the Nexus down before the Forge, and he's going to go ahead and complete that wall off. He'll probably put one cannon up there and definitely help him hold this natural fairly easily into the early game. He is going to go ahead and throw down his first gas here. And he's going to throw down another gas, so he'll start mining off of both of those gases soon. We'll see what tech path he chooses. As soon as he gets some gas, obviously he's going to get his Cyber Core and get the Warp Gate. But after that, it remains to be seen. And of course, usually I'm often casting with my co-host Slim. He's actually just away right now, so he's unable to cast this game, but you will hear from him in the rest of this best of 5 series. So, and of course, if you haven't already, please go ahead and check out the rest of our YouTube videos on our channel. And of course, we always like to hear the feedback, so go ahead and message us. Tell us what you think of our videos, of our casting. Be honest, you know, we'd like to hear any feedback, negative or positive. If it's going to be negative, we'd, you know, just at least ask that it be constructive. Tell us what we're doing wrong and how we can make it better, and we'd love to hear from you. And of course, Greatpaz does throw down that third hatchery here, so he's going to go with the standard triple hatch. Before gas, we expect him to take his 2 gases, you know, around the 6-minute, 6:30 mark. You want to delay that, you know, until then to get that just basically drone up. And of course, you want to throw down, you know, a roach warren shortly after you get the 2 gases and get some roaches out on the field. Defend that, you know, 8-minute or so zealot warp in, 7-8 minute zealot warp in here to pressure this third. Although, with these destructible debris here, he's gonna, you know, have a little bit more of a walk to get around and defend that third. And it looks like our Protoss already working on his +1 weapon, so maybe he might look to put on some early pressure here with some sort of gateway timing. He's mining a lot of gas, saving up the gas, so. And still chronoing out some probes, being really good with his chrono boost. He's also chronoing out warp gate research, so. I definitely expect to see him at least put on some early pressure on this third. We'll see if he tries to take that even further, maybe go with some sort of 7 gateway timing attack off 2 base, but we'll see how that plays out. And Greatpaz has thrown down both of his gases here, so he is mining off 2 gas now. We expect to see, and our Protoss player here saving up quite a bit of gas, so we'll see what he does with that. And he does go ahead and throw down 3 more gateways. And Roach Warren and Evo Chamber coming up here. And he is going to take, looks like 2 more gases here, so he may look to tech up to his lair soon. And actually his lair is already on the way, so that's also pretty standard. You see Zerg get that lair and that Roach Warren either about the same time or one after the other, depending on what they're looking to do. And really nice, also I want to comment, really nice positioning here with these overlords. The circling at the Zelnaga Tower, you got overlords just basically you know, scouting out around the map. They'll be able to see here, pop in whenever they need to get that scouting information. I expect him to send his overlord in pretty soon and get a good scout off, see what he's doing, make sure that there's no crazy timing attack coming. And of course with these overlords he'll be able to spot any sort of warp prism harass or anything like that coming in. We do have this probe going down here. Looks like he probably, I suspect he's looking to build a forward pylon, warp in some zealots here, of course. Oh, actually, he already has brought zealots down here, so he does have roaches out. He'll micro these roaches around a little bit. Zealots are just going to try to focus down this hatchery. Looks like in this game looks like he will be able to hold this off, although more stalkers being warped in, and now our Zerkerman is on 5 gateways, so. And these roaches will clean this up. Looks like they might even be able to chase down these stalkers. Yeah. And Stalker's going to get away, but he does save this third, and that's critical. In the last game, he actually did lose his third to that early zealot pressure, and that basically put him behind for the rest of the game. At some point in this series, maybe after the game, we'll go ahead and get Greatpaz on the call here, and you know, we'll talk about the series. You know, maybe hear from both players. Actually, I think that would be you know, a nice thing, kind of hear with how they felt about the games. So we do see Greatpaz here coming out with his lings. He's going to take that tower. He's got some roaches, maybe going ahead to look and try to put on some pressure, or just get the scout off. We'll see what he does. It looks like Protoss is going to go ahead and try to take this third, so I think maybe Greatpaz has some idea that that's coming up, and maybe he's going to go ahead and, just like Protoss tried to pressure his third, go ahead and try to pressure the third. He is a master level Zerg player, so he does know the timings pretty well. So I definitely, you know, expect him to know that, you know, seeing that there really hasn't been any sign of any sort of 2-base all-in at this point. He's going to know that that third is probably going to come up soon, and also he's going to go ahead and take his 4th base wisely. So looks like we're at least gearing up for a little bit of a macro game here, so that's exciting. And the supply lead currently favoring our Zerg player, but again, nothing huge. 134 supply to 77, although I guess that is almost double. Not quite, but. And Tech Path, he's still on the lair, still has Roach Warren. He's working on his +1 missile weapons and carapace, and he's also got an infestation pit. His pathogen glands just finished, so we expect to see some infestors coming out here soon. We'll see how he uses those. Wow, and look at the sentry count here. Let's take a look at the units tab. So our Protoss player has 9 sentries out, so those will be really crucial in holding off any of this pressure. He does have the 2 immortals out, and he's on +1/+1. Our Zerg player is on +1, and his +1 attack, his +1 carapace is going to finish up in about 30 seconds here. I guess that he's going to probably wait for that +1 carapace to finish, which would be wise, and then try to move in and put some pressure on the third here. Maybe look to break down these destructible debris. And is Zerkerman going to scout this? He does see, yeah, he does see the destructible debris falling. He is going to be waiting there, and he has 3 immortals now and a bunch of sentries. So we'll see if Greatpaz tries to pull some sort of flank here, or if he goes in one. It looks like Zerkerman is going to move out, so I expect some sort of engagement here. A couple roaches saving behind. Nice force fields here, although it does bring half of his roaches around. These are going to get force fielded, so these few roaches in here are going to get taken out pretty easily. He does focus down that 1 immortal. Again, really nice force fields here. He's going to try to move around. There's a wider ramp here, but he did lose quite a few roaches there to those force fields, and he is deciding to pull back, realizing that with that sentry count and the number of stalkers and immortals, that it's probably not worth it. He's, you know, with, you know, even mediocre to decent force fields, he'll definitely not come out ahead in that engagement, so maybe gonna pull back macro up. Looks like Protoss is able to hold this third, so that's going to be critical in this. 3 base Protoss is still a scary thing even against a 4 to 5 base Zerg. So we'll see. I imagine Greatpaz is going to go ahead and saturate his natural here, or excuse me, his 4th, and drone up for a bit. He is also taking 2 more gases. That'll put him on a total of 8 gases now. So. And we'll see if he decides to move. Yeah, he is going to go ahead and get his hive, so he'll move into hive tech, see if he wants to transition into either broodlords or ultralisks. At this point, I don't know. You know, he'll probably definitely get the pathogen glands for his zerglings. And his infestor is just chilling here, building up quite a bit of energy. So nothing too exciting going on here at this point. And it looks like our thermal lance upgrade is almost done, so we're going to see some Colossus on the field here shortly. We have 1 Colossus out already, and he is working on his +1 shields. It's interesting, you don't see Protoss players do that a whole lot. Usually they build up their armor and weapons first, but shields are definitely a useful thing, and he is on now, looks like 2 robotics facilities, so he'll be able to pump out quite a few Colossi here. He has the Warp Prism coming out, so it'll be interesting to see how he uses that. And both armies sort of posturing up here in the middle, and we'll see if we're going to expect some sort of engagement here, although only 1 Colossus now with this army. We have 3 Immortals and a ton of Stalkers, close to, looks like 22 Stalkers. And another Colossus joins the army here, so this is definitely scary. 2 Colossus in a ball versus roaches can basically, if you micro the Colossus well, can shred through those roaches very quickly. Greatpaz, our Zerg player, Purple Zerg here, is on +2/+2 upgrades. His hive is done. He's now working on his +3/+3, although it looks like he's going for actually his +1 melee attacks and +3 carapace, so he did not upgrade his +3 missile weapons yet. He does have the hive complete. His pathogen glands has not been started yet, so... Ooh, and the Zerkerman here coming down to the 4th with these Colossus, and this is scary. He's definitely at least like this hatchery and Corruptors coming out on the field, and ooh, but these... Zerkerman missed an opportunity to snipe those Corruptors. He instead focused on the drones. So these Corruptors are going to be huge in this engagement here with these Colossus. He really needs to get those Colossus down, otherwise they will just shred through this Roach army. And he is going to come around and try to snipe these Colossus, and Stalkers, it looks like they're actually focusing on the spines here, so I think that's a little bit of a miss micro. Ooh, and he does get down 2 or 3 Colossus. Although, really nice force fields here, so he's going to go ahead and now snipe this 3rd base, so that's going to put our Zerg player behind quite a bit. Although I did actually miss something here. It looks like the Nexus up at the 3rd for our Protoss player did get sniped earlier, so... And the great force fields here are going to basically block in these roaches here, and those are just going to get shredded down by this Colossus here. And, ooh, Broodlords morphing in. Will these come out in time, though? Force field's coming up, so we'll see if he, yeah, it looks like these Broodlords should finish, although he does see that now. Ooh, he is going to snipe the Broodlords, so that's going to be huge here. Getting in just in time, and again, really nice force field micro, although a bunch of Zerglings coming out now. With these force fields, though, and the Broodlords out working on the Broodlords again, just these force fields are huge in this engagement. Zergling cannot get through, but looks like these Zerglings are going to break through and clean up most of this here. He's going to break down this destructible debris, and Broodlord's coming out here, going to focus on these Immortals here, and it looks like our Zerg player really is pulling through, although he did lose 2 bases on that, and our Protoss player now... Ooh, and he did lose all his mining here, and oh, Infestors! So, yeah, meanwhile, great multi-pronged attack here. While that engagement was going on, we have Infestors here, which is focusing down this 4th base. They took care of the 3rd, so there's basically only mining going on in this 1 base. Protoss's main is almost completely mined out. And just a ton of Zerglings here, and of course, Immortals are never a good thing around Zerglings. Does he have that... So, yeah, he did forget the adrenal glands until now, unfortunately. So his adrenal glands are on the way, but not quite out yet. But still, it looks like just a ton of Colossus here. So we'll see if Greatpaz is now still short on gas, so we'll see if he brings out a few more Corruptors to deal with those Colossus, although it does not look like there's enough Stalkers to deal with all these Broodlords, so Greatpaz in a pretty good position right now, and maybe looking to push in and try to end it here, although our Protoss player is saving up a ton of minerals, although Zealots at this point, not terribly useful. And he is going to go ahead and work on this fourth base here, although it's almost not mining and it's basically already dead. He's going to blink in those Stalkers. Those will get, yeah, and he calls the GG, so great play by Greatpaz here. I think it was really important here, and we almost missed it. I guess I did miss it while that engagement was going on down by our Zerg player, but those Infestors came in and basically took out all the mining of our Protoss player. So, and looks like Broodlords do vault him to victory, so that's 1-1 now in this series. And a really nice play.